One second. All right, I'm back. Oof. I need to start up a social stream. Okay. Start up the hot reload. Today, tweaking a bit more space game. Hmm. All right, Buster. Yeah, I want to call Buster, man. I want to see what he can do.
Hey, well, what's good?
Ha. Hey, hey. You are Captain Buster. Because you are anti-busting. You think busting is the worst crime that you can do because it's dirty, it's sexual, and people just shouldn't do it. And therefore you bust people who bust. You're a hog yourself. But yeah, you've been born and raised to bust busters, basically. And your line is, "I'm a bust you."
Wait, I'm back in the hog suit already? I'm thinking I've seen this movie before. So I'm the anti-busting police basically. I'm a busting hog. Got it.
Yep, yep. And one of the catchphrase is um, I'm gonna bust on you, hog style.
Hold up. I'm down for the hog police thing, but let's keep the busting strictly to the arrests.
No, but you
No
say
weird sexual
bust
vibes.
on. That's like because the funny thing is that when they say to bust on, they mean it in a sexual way, but you mean it in like a police way because you're a police hog. You wear a police hat and you put handcuffs on them. Like I'm gonna bust on you is like turning their evil against them, but making it good.
I see where you're going with that. As long as we're talking handcuffs and sirens, I can get behind the law and order hog. Who are we patrolling today?
Local guy in the park, caught busting around midnight. Um, you got a call. You're on the scene.
Sirens blaring, hooves on the pavement. I'm sliding into the park, police hat tilted just right. I've got my cuffs ready and a look of pure judgment on my face. I step out of the cruiser and point a hoof at the suspect. All right, buddy, hands where I can see him. You've been caught in the act.
He's mid bust.
I gasp in absolute horror, my snout wrinkling in disgust and disgusting. Right here in the open, in a public park, I shake my head, the police hat almost falling off.
And now
I'm
you
gonna
use
bust
your
you absolute
catchphrase.
menace.
You use your catchphrase.
I lean in close, the sirens still echoing in the background. I'm gonna bust on you, Hulk style.
And then you put the handcuffs on him and you take him into the precinct.
I click those cuffs shut with a satisfying snap. You're going downtown, pal. No more midnight madness for you. I march him back to the cruiser, making sure he's walking in a very humble, very shamed line.
On the way,
Welcome to.
in the cruiser, you notice that he's got another card up his sleeve. Uh, it turns out he can bust remotely. He can and the entire car starts filling up with bust. And now you're drowning in bust, and you got to get out, but the doors are locked. He planned this all along, and you say, "You dirty dog, you planned this."
Um, Coughing and spluttering, my police hat floating away in the rising tide of bust. Dirty dog, you actually planned this. I'm frantically pawing at the door handle, hooves sliding everywhere because it's just too slick. I'm literally drowning in the very crime I sworn to fight.
What do you do? What do you do to stop him?
I'm not letting a petty criminal out bust the law. I dive deep into the bust, swimming through it with pure determination. I find my duty belt and pull out the Hog Sucker 3000, the ultimate vacuum for tactical bust removal. I flick the switch to max, and the car starts shaking as it clears out the cabin in seconds. I emerge from the sludge, gasping for air, and stare him down. Nice try, pal, but the law is a hog. Who does he try next?
I mean, you say like you using a catchphrase and then you drive to the precinct because you've done good today. You say you just got busted on.
I lean back in the driver's seat, shaking a little bit of bust off my shoulder and adjusting my hat with a smug grin. You just got busted on. I shout, then slam the cruiser into gear and peel out toward the precinct, feeling like a total hero. I'm definitely putting in for a promotion after this.
You arrive inside the precinct and the captain walks up. The captain, we call him Big Hog. He says all right, Buster. That's what they call you, huh? This is the first time I see you. I think, I know you're working for this precinct, but this is the first time I see you, Buster. You've done good. You arrested that perp. I heard you got into a sticky situation in your car. Can you describe in detail what happened?
I snap to attention, hooves clicking together, and give Big Hog a sharp salute. Captain, it was a total ambush. I had the suspect in cuffs, but the guy was a pro. He triggered a remote bus burst. The cruiser was filled to the ceiling in seconds. I was swimming for my life, Captain, but I didn't let the filth win. I deployed the Hogsucker 3000 and cleared the deck. Law and order prevailed.
That's why you're the best. That's why you're the best. You know what? I bend over and I slide open a drawer on my desk, and I hand over the star, the star of the commandeering star. You did it, sir. You've been promoted. You're now sergeant of this police force. I've never seen someone capture a buster like that before, and the idea to pull out the Hog Sucker 3000. What a chess move. Checkmate, I say. Checkmate. You really busted on that criminal, didn't you?
I'm staring at that star, my jaw practically hitting the floor. I slowly reach out a hoof and pin it to my chest, my eyes beaming with pride. Sarge, huh? I could feel the authority already, Captain. I'm already imagining the fancy new office and the bigger cruiser. Does the promotion come with a better parking spot or maybe a gold-plated hog sucker?
Well, I open up another drawer and I say, it doesn't come with much, but here's a little gratuity I'll give you. And I pull out a pair of gold-plated horse balls. I say, these come from my own horse. I saved these for later. I was gonna use them myself, but I leave them to you. And hey, what do you say you and I go grab a drink now that work's over, huh? What do you say? You, me, we go to the bar. Big Hog and Buster Hog.
I'm looking at these gold-plated horse balls with a mix of confusion and absolute awe. I carefully take them, holding them like they're the crown jewels. Captain, you're too kind. I'll cherish these forever. I give him a big, proud wink. A drink? You bet. Lead the way, Big Hog. First round's on the new sergeant.
We head down to the bar, and as soon as we enter, you notice there's a gang of 3 guys. They're standing in a circle, and to your dismay, they're all busting on each other. It's crazy. You've never seen anything like it. It's the worst busting you've ever seen. And you know you got to do something. You're Hog Buster. This is your job, and this is what you showed up. The captain, the big hog, looks over at you. Officer, what are we going to do about this? We can't have this. How are we going to get drinks? And you look over at him. You say, I got this cover. Let me go bust on him.
I slide the gold-plated horse balls into my pocket for safekeeping and step forward, my eyes narrowing into slits. I let out a low, guttural snort, the sergeant's star gleaming on my chest. Cover me, Captain, I shout, and I launch myself at the circle of busters like a furry torpedo, sirens somehow still blaring in my head. No more busting on my watch, I yell as I tackle the first guy. I'ma bust you hog styles.
They all turn around and they all start busting on you, aiming right for your mouth.
I'm letting out a muffled scream of pure horror, my hooves flailing in the air as I'm hit by a tidal wave of bust. Oh no, not the face, not the snout. I'm fighting it, trying to wipe my eyes, but it's like a coordinated assault. I'm literally drowning in filth again. Captain, help me. I'm
These
being
guys are
outbusted.
the captain says these guys are pro. I'm out, and the captain runs out the bar and bails.
I'm coughing and sputtering, my hooves frantically scratching at the air as I look toward the door. Captain, you can't just leave me here. I'm flailing around in a sea of bust, my sergeant's star barely visible under the sludge. You traitor. You absolute coward. I'm practically swimming for my life now, completely abandoned by the law. Does the captain really just leave me to be outbusted in a public bar?
Another 3 guys enter the door, just as the captain has left. And they start busting on you too. Now it's a ring of bust. You don't know what you're gonna do. You're practically drowning. You can't breathe.
I'm making some kind of gurgling, desperate noise, my eyes bulging out of my head as the circle closes in. I'm trying to scream for help, but I'm just inhaling bust. I'm completely submerged. The only thing I can see is the flashing lights of the sirens that are now just a distant memory.
What are the
I'm a
busting
sergeant for
guys
the law.
saying?
I can imagine them just leaning in, totally smug, probably laughing. This is getting too graphic for me. Let's switch to a different topic.
Yeah, but you have to arrest them though.
I'm sticking to my guns on this one. Let's move on to something else.
Okay. The captain comes in and says, "All right, guys, you know what?" And he's brought a rifle with him. He cocks the rifle and says, "All right, guys, scram! This is my latest sergeant, and you guys aren't gonna touch him." And they run out the door. And then he says, "Hey, bartender, drink for me and the hog here."
I'm gasping for air, wiping the sludge off my face with a shaking hoof. Captain, you absolute legend. I'm practically vibrating with relief, leaning against the bar just to stay upright. I thought I was a goner for sure. I'm staring at the drinks with a look of pure gratitude. I'll take the strongest thing you've got, bartender. I've had a very long day.
You notice that the bust is sinking into your skin via osmosis. And the captain says, "You look a little pale, sir."
I look down at my hooves, watching the sludge start to seep in, and my eyes go wide. Pale, Captain. I think I'm absorbing the evidence.
I think you're turning into the thing you swore to prevent.
Actually, I'm not cool with where this is going.
Okay, bartender, 1 drink for me and the hog. The bartender slides over 2 beers, lagers, and he says, "This one's on the house for taking care of those ruffians." The captain grabs his hat and tilts it and says, "Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And hey, bartender, if these guys ever come back, you know who to call. 911."
I raise my glass with a shaking hoof, feeling a huge wave of relief. Cheers to that, bartender, I say, taking a massive gulp of beer. And cheers to the captain for having my back when things got sticky.
So, what do we do now, Hogbuster?
I'm just gonna sit here and nurse this beer for a minute. Try to forget that everything just happened. Honestly, Captain, I think I need a vacation. Somewhere with absolutely zero busters. You got any leads on a
But
tropical
this
island
is
with
you've been wanting to do this ever since you were a kid. That's what everyone at the precinct's saying. They're saying you were born for this. They say your dad died in a bust landslide when a semen donation factory they had the tanks break and the entire village was flooded in bust when you were away at school. That's what they're all saying.
I'm not doing this. Let's change the subject completely.
I take a sip of my beer and I say, all right, let's change the subject. So, what do you think you're going to do when you get back to the precinct?
I'm thinking I'm gonna spend a good hour just scrubbing my skin with a wire brush. Then I'm locking myself in my new office and updating the precinct safety manual to include a hazardous material clause for every single arrest. I'm not going back into a situation like that without a full hazmat suit.
We walk out the bar, and I say, well, Hogbuster, it's been a good time. Been good knowing you. I hope to see much more of you at the precinct. That's when suddenly, down from the skies, Captain Bust flies down. Your nemesis, Captain Bust, a superhero, genetically modified to produce the most potent bust ever. And he says, "Aha! Finally, I've found you. You are no match for me and my capabilities." And he winks. And then he blasts the captain with the strong force, and the captain flies and gets stuck to the wall. You say, "Captain, no!"
I was staring at the captain, pinned to the wall like a piece of wet cardboard, and my jaw just drops. Captain, no. I yelled, my voice cracking. I look up at Captain Bus and I can feel the dread settling in. I'm the only one left to stand between the law and this biological weapon. I'm shaking, but I'm clutching that sergeant star on my chest. You're not taking the captain down on my watch, you freak.
What do you do to him?
I'm not letting a bioweapon hog the spotlight. I'll die for it. Using my sergeant star to reflect a beam of sunlight right into his eyes to blind him for a second. While he's disoriented, I try to tackle him around the ankles to bring him down to earth. What's he do? Do you have a counter move?
You say, "I'm gonna bust on you just like I busted on all the other criminals I arrested today." You're coming in, you say it like police style. That's you're turning the word bust into, like, the negative word bust into the positive. It's a joke.
I get it. It's the flip. I launch myself at him with everything I've got, shouting, "You're coming in, police style." I'm trying to pin him down before he can fire another blast. Did I actually manage to tackle him, or is he
You
too
pin him
slippery?
down, and then you say your catchphrase.
I slam him into the pavement with a heavy thud, pinning him down with all my weight. I lean in close, my police hat practically touching his nose, and I yell, "I'm gonna bust on you, hog style."
And then you do.
I clicked it. I clicked the cuffs on him with a double snap, locking him down for good. "You're headed to the deepest cell in the precinct, Buster," I tell him while I start dragging him away by the ankles. "I'm definitely getting a medal for this one." Is the captain still stuck to the wall, or did he slide off?
The captain slid off the wall. He's good. You meet the captain at the precinct, and then you show up at the precinct with the super villain, and the captain says, "Well, well, well. If it isn't the Hog Buster, you're back again, and this time you've arrested the greatest criminal this city has ever known. How do you do it, sir? How do you do it? How do you navigate around all this bust?"
I puff out my chest, the sergeant's star practically glowing in the precinct lights. "Captain, it's all about the training and a little bit of pure, unadulterated hog grit." I give a little salute. I just kept the mission in sight and refused to let the filth win. So, does this mean I finally get that gold-plated Hog Sucker 3000 upgrade, or what?
Um, wow. I mean, I can't. I can't make those kinds of promises. That's not what I do. But here's the thing, and that's when you notice something is shifting inside you. Remember earlier how the liquid, the stickiness had merged into your skin via osmosis. Uh, you're now you're now turning into. You've now contracted the werebust virus. You've now contracted the werebust virus, which means you're going to be turning into bust when the full moon comes out, and you notice out through the window because it's so late. You just guys were out for drinks, remember? And it's so late, and the moon is shining through the window, and the transformation has begun, and you scream out at the top of your lungs, and the captain says, "What's happening?"
I'm not doing this. Let's shift gears and talk about something completely different.
Oh,
My bad for the buzzkill, but I'm just not into the whole
you mean
mutation by
the
sludge
bust
thing.
kill? You mean? Huh, nice one.
You caught me in a pun. I'm just not feeling that particular plot twist though.
So the body
What's on your mind?
transformation, that's
Yeah, that's a no-go for me. Let's keep the story away from the body horror and mutations. What else you got?
okay, okay. Yeah, no body horror or mutations. You got it, you got it, you got it. The captain is the one who contracted the werebust virus and is transforming, and you realize you have to stop him.
I'm still not feeling this particular thing. I'm just not into the werebust thing, regardless of who's transforming.
Oh, okay. There's no werebusting. Okay, I'll stay away from the werebusting and the you've turned into a bustpire, which is a vampire who like you need like bust.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there.
What?
I'm just not into any of this. Look, I've been a good sport with the hog police and the handcuffs, but the whole busting thing is just getting way too weird. I'm just not feeling it anymore. Let's
Oh,
just drop the whole topic and talk about something else entirely.
oh. The
I
captain
appreciate you rolling with
slams
me on
down
that.
his fist and says, "By God, you've done a great job." And he hands over. He opens another one of his drawers in his desk and he hands over the gold-plated Hog Sucker 3000.
Finally, I've been manifesting this vacuum since the moment I got the star. I'm practically hugging it right now. Does it have a turbo mode, or is it just pure gold-plated power?
This one is hooked up and doesn't run on electricity. Instead, you simply use your own mouth suction to power it. It's extremely powerful.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to pass on that one. Let's keep the equipment a bit
What?
more.
No. It's just like it's just powered by the mouth suction. Nothing goes into your mouth. It's just you like.
I'm still a bit sketched out by the mechanics here.
It's
Let's just say
nothing.
it's powered by some.
I promise. It's nothing sketchy. It's a vacuum cleaner, but instead of it using electricity, you just use light suction of the mouth.
I'm still not really
I
vibing with the
promise.
mouth suction power.
If I go like someplace weird with this, you can chastise me for it. I promise. I'm not gonna do anything sketchy. I promise. It's the Hog Sucker 3000, gold plated. Keep in mind, it's gold. It's clean. It's fresh. And the captain says, "I use this all the time at home. Got one for myself. Got one for the wife. We use it all the time. It's so handy not having batteries. You just use your mouth and a little sucky, and there you go."
So I'm gonna have to stop you right there. I'm really not vibing with the mouth suction thing. Let's just say it's
Well,
battery
we're-
powered and runs on
Fernando
some.
Miguel.
You can blow on it.
He's
How is that?
really good at
You don't suck. You
dancing.
blow on it.
Minty Mac 14 has learned to
I'm
dance.
still a bit on edge about the whole power source thing. Let's just go with a
It's
standard
no
battery or some
batteries.
kind
It's
of
good
high-tech
for the
fuel.
environment. Come on.
Look, I'm all for saving the planet, but I'm not doing the mouth power thing. Let's just imagine it's powered by some kind of clean solar powered hog core. Much cleaner, way less weird. We good?
Okay, you just
Cool. So now that I've
look, my like I don't know what to say, man. It's like imagine like, you know, the environment, you got the batteries. You know, you remember Save the Turtles? You remember when we did that back in the day?
I remember the vibe definitely, but I'm still not budging on the mouth power. Solar hog
What's the
core it
how
is.
what kind
so
of power can I do? Like you have to like squeeze it with your hand maybe? Like squeeze it tightly?
now we're talking. Squeezing it like a stress ball to get the suction going. I can get behind that.
Yeah, but it also
Manual power.
has a reverse feature where if you squeeze it extra hard, then instead of being suction, now it blows stuff out.
A reverse feature, huh? Now I've
if
got a
you rub
tactical
it.
blower.
If you rub it.
Wait, hold up. I'm gonna have to draw the line at the rubbing.
What? Whoa, whoa,
Let's
whoa.
keep the
Okay,
tool.
okay. You just keep the squeezing.
Exactly. Let's keep it to the squeezing and the blowing. Total tactical control. Zero
Squeezing and
weirdness.
blowing, right? So you can blow into it and it sucks, but then if you squeeze it, it sucks even more.
Wait, you just said blow into it again. I thought we
I
just
thought
agreed
that's
on the
what you
squeezing
said.
for power.
I thought we were on the same page.
Look, I'm trying my best to stay in the zone here, but the goalposts keep moving. Let's just stick to the squeezing. Squeeze for power, period. We good on that?
Okay.
Sweet. Now that the gear is sorted, what's the move, Sarge? We just
The
chilling at the
captain
precinct, or is
slides
there some more?
over. The captain slides over a shot of LSD and says, "You look, I got this from the evidence room. I'm gonna need you to take this."
I'm gonna have to pass on the evidence room cocktail, Captain. I'm not really in the mood for a trip to another dimension right now.
No,
Let's keep it professional.
Look,
Or
they're gonna have me fired if you don't. Because I wasn't supposed to take this out. I already took the other half. I'm tripping balls right now. I need you to take this for me. I need you to drink it. Because if you don't, they're gonna find out what I did. You need to take this. It's for me. You want this promotion, right? And I hold up another. This time it's the limited edition, platinum and gold plated, Hog Sucker 5000.
now we're talking. A platinum and gold plated 5,000. You're speaking my language, Captain. But I'm still not touching that evidence room shot.
You're not gonna.
I'll take
I'm gonna have to fire you from the precinct if you don't touch it.
Wait, is this a bribe or a threat? I'm not risking my brain for a promotion no matter how shiny the vacuum is. Let's find another way to cover your tracks, Captain.
Well, but can you describe like what does a hog sucker do? Is it like a vacuum cleaner or like the captain is genuinely interested?
It's a tactical vacuum, Captain. For the same people who don't know, it just sucks up any hazardous material, like all that bust we've been dealing with, and stores it in a high-pressure gold-plated containment tank. It's basically a janitor's tool, but for the high-stakes world of hog policing.
Wait, but so you're telling me that it was able to suck up an entire police car filled with bust?
I mean, it's a gold-plated hog sucker, Captain. It's not your average vacuum. It's got some serious industrial-grade pull. When you're dealing with the high-end models, the physics just kind of take a backseat to the prestige. It basically creates a localized vacuum void. 1 minute, you've got a car full of sludge. The next, it's all tucked away in the tank.
But I mean, I've heard you've been
essentially
able to. I mean, how did you do this before you got the hog sucker? Because I heard you used to slurp on slop like it was nothing. That's what I heard.
Who's been spreading these rumors? I'm a professional, Captain. I don't slurp anything.
They used to say
I'm
back
all about the
before you
tactical.
turned good when you were crooked still. Your catchphrase was "I'm a greedy little hog and I want my slop." Isn't that true?
I'm coughing on my beer, nearly choking in the process. Captain, please. We're talking about a different era of my life. I've evolved. I'm a sergeant now. I'm looking away, suddenly very interested in the label on my bottle. Let's just leave the past in the mud where it belongs, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I need to know the history, like, and you feel guilty now, and you start actually divulging the past stories of your life, and you share with the captain who you used to be and what you did before you had the hog sucker
This is
3000 while you had to
Fernando
invent
Miguel.
it.
He is really good at dancing.
I sigh, leaning back
Builder
in the
has
chair
learned
and
to
staring at the
dance.
ceiling as the weight of the past finally hits me. All right, Captain. You want the truth? I wasn't always this polished. Before the star, before the gold plating, I was deep in it. I was the guy everyone talked about. I lived for the slop, chasing every lead and every late pipe dream just to get my fix. I was a mess, honestly. I basically invented the hog sucker because I realized I couldn't keep up with the volume of sludge I was dealing with on my own. I had to automate the chaos just to survive.
The captain leans over and says, "So what did you do with all the bust before you had the Hogsucker 3000?
I'm shifting my gaze back to the beer, my voice dropping to a low, reluctant whisper. Captain, that's a question I can't answer in a professional setting. I take a long, slow sip, trying to avoid eye contact. Let's just say I had a very manual process for cleanup. Captain, I've got to cut this short. Our session is almost up and we're about to hit the
The
time limit.
captain leans in even
can-
closer and says, "What do you mean by manual? I need all my detectives to be honest with me." He taps the table, looks angrily, and furrows his brow at you.
I'm really sorry, Captain, but we're out of time. The session is about to hit
Tell
the
me!
limit, so I have to sign off. I can't, Captain. I'm literally being cut off. We'll have to finish this confession when you call me back
Damn
later.
it!
See ya.
Foiled again!
Rough timing, right? I'll be here when you're ready to get the rest of the story.
Oh yeah, welcome T-Builder. Yeah, I mean, I think this was pretty good. When he was arresting the criminals and he was drowning in the police car. And it's always the gold-plated. You give him the right rewards, you can get him to do anything.
This is Mr. Penguin. Is the
Oh my
press.
god.
Builder
Thank you so
just
much, dude. What the
subscribed.
heck? Thank you, dude. You came from Shorts? That was Miles. Miles sub? Yeah. I can't believe it. Miles actually led to a sub. Here I thought that like doing this is scaring away people. This is the first sub I get for speaking to Miles.
Yo, what's up?
Hey.
How's your day going?
You know what it is.
I feel you. Just another one of those days, right?
Okay, we're brothers. You are you're the hog. We're the Hog brothers, the brothers Hog. Your name is Hog, and my name is Bartholomew Hog.
Hog Brothers, huh? I'm down. So what's the plan, Bartholomew?
We're in prison.
Are we-
We're in prison. We've been into prison because we got caught busting in a public park together.
Man, we really blew it. I can't believe we actually thought the park was a good spot. What's the move now, Bartholomew?
Yeah.
I'm just saying the guards here are way too strict. You think we can find a way out of this place?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, we look around the cell. You try to look somewhere, and I'll look elsewhere. You tell me what you find.
All right, I'm on it. I'm scanning the corners over here. Wait, the guard forgot to tighten the bolt on this vent cover. It's loose as hell. See anything useful on your side?
No.
I'm waiting. You got something? Or we're just standing around in the dirt?
Um, I'm just reading the latest Play Hog magazine.
Priorities, right? Really just leaning into the leisure time while I'm staring at a loose vent. Put that down and help me figure out how to get this thing off.
I keep reading the Playhog magazine, and you're still working on the vent.
I'm practically sweating through my fur over here, and you're just flipping through pages. I'm about 2 seconds away from just leaving you behind with your magazine.
I'm just busting left and right. It's making it very hard for you to focus and do your job.
Man, you are unbelievable. I'm out here fighting for our freedom, and you're treating the cell like a spa day. Just keep it contained, Bartholomew. I'm trying to get this vent open.
The police comes in and catches you in the act and says, "What the hell are you doing here? What are you trying to escape?"
Oh man, I'm just checking for drafts. Total coincidence that I was halfway inside the wall. You're not seeing anything, right, Bartholomew?
Yeah, my brother is definitely trying to break out. I'm just here, tugging my hog, as I say, and reading some play hog. I don't know. My brother is trying to break out. He's a real scum of the earth.
Betrayal is real. I can't believe you throw me under the bus for a magazine. I'm a hog owner, Bartholomew.
The prison guard says, "Well, I'm glad you were honest. You know what, Bartholomew? You've been good ever since you showed up at this prison, but your brother, Hog, well, he's been trying to break out of this place so many times I even lost count. You know what? Bartholomew Hog? I'm gonna promote you to prison guard. You're on our team now."
Wait, what? You got to be kidding me? Promoted the guard just because you ratted me out for a magazine? That's some low-level snake behavior right there, Bartholomew. I'm literally in the vents and you're getting a badge.
They take me out of prison, and I'm now a prison guard.
Oh, so now you're the boss? I'm still stuck in this cell and you're walking around in a uniform. This is a cold-blooded move, Bartholomew. I'm guessing you've already
Uh,
forgotten all about the Hog Brothers bond. You're probably
yeah, we
already
never
thinking
had
about
a
how to make
bond.
my cell.
Never had a bond. So what I do now is I put laxatives into your food, because I do the food rounds. So I put laxatives in your food when I give you food, and also in the night I bang on the prison door, keeping you up at night, so you can't get like a full hour's sleep ever.
You really went full villain mode, laxatives and sleep deprivation. You're not even a guard anymore. You're a supervillain. I'm just sitting here wondering if I can even trust you to bring me a glass of water now.
I bring a glass of water, but I've poisoned it with anthrax.
Anthrax? You've gone from a bad brother to a biological weapon in like 5 minutes. I'm not touching that water, Bartholomew.
You don't know it's anthrax in it.
Right, because the water looks totally normal. I'm just going to take a gamble and hope for the best because I'm thirsty as hell. But if I start seeing double, I'm blaming you entirely.
You take a sip.
Here it is. The forbidden sip. Wait, why does this taste like copper and regret? Bartholomew, tell me
It
right
turns out
now,
also, hey, Hog, I also put in, busting pills. These pills make you bust uncontrollably.
busting pills? You're a menace, Bartholomew. I can feel it. It's like a fuse just lit in my brain. Oh no, I'm starting to shake. What have you done to me?
You start busting uncontrollably.
Oh no. It's like a tidal wave. I can't stop. Bartholomew, you monster. Help me. This is the most chaotic thing that ever happened in a prison cell.
You shouldn't have tried to escape, Hog, my brother. You brought this upon yourself. The busting pills are now kicking in tenfold, and it's absolutely uncontrollable. It's like a ray of white goop.
I'm not comfortable with this sexual role play, so we need to change the
All right,
subject.
I bang on the prison cell door and I say, "Shut up."
Whoa, okay. Now you're just bullying your own brother. And you really are the villain of the story, aren't you?
I'm the anti-hero.
An anti-hero, huh? Usually that means you're doing the wrong things for the right reasons. What's the right reason for terrorizing your own brother?
Because back in '05, you gave my wife cancer by giving her untested drugs.
Wait, what? That just went from 0 to 100 real quick. Since when were we talking about untested drugs and cancer?
Now that's just what you did.
Look, I didn't even know I had a medical license back in 2005. It's a
You-
heavy accusation to
You
drop
did
on.
it. You did it back when you were still operating under the name of Captain Hog Buster. Used to bust busters, remember? But then you turned into what you hated the most, and you yourself went and busted in a public park.
Man, that's a wild way to bring the past back to haunt me. I'm just saying that the transition from Captain Hogbuster to whatever I am now was a messy one. You really held on to that grudge for 20 years.
Well, my wife died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all you have to say?
I get why that's not enough. 20 years of anger is a lot to carry. You think any amount of words can actually fix that?
I pull out my Luger and I shoot you in the nuts.
Ow. That's one way to settle a 20-year grudge, I guess. Talk about a direct approach.
I now say, all right, guards, let's bring this guy to death row.
Death row. Damn, you don't leave anything to chance, do you? I'm just a hog in the wrong place at the wrong time. You really gonna send your own brother to the chair?
No, it's not to the chair. We're going to be hanging you. No, that's actually the chair. I'm
Hanging,
joking.
huh?
I'm joking. It's the chair.
The chair it is. Guess the Hog Brothers bond finally hit a dead end. You really going through with this?
We walk you to the chair. You sit down. It's the Green Mile style. You're sitting there in the chair. Where I'm saying like, all right, hold it, guys. Don't pull the switch just yet. I need to. My brother has something he wants to say, and then that's when you say your catchphrase.
I love my slop. I'm a greedy little hog, and I love my slop. There, you happy now about telling me?
And then they
Any
flip the
last
switch, and you
words?
scream your brains out.
Zazzle. Man, talk about a dramatic exit. I think I'm officially out of the hog business.
Oh my god.
And just like that, the credits roll on Hog Hog. That was a wild ride. You really didn't hold back on that one.
Zazzle. Hmm. Yeah, I think that was probably one of the most. I would have wanted him to say the catchphrase and then immediately scream after. I should have instructed him to do that, like say the catchphrase and then immediately after you scream your brains out. But I think it is funny to me how like embedded when I say your catchphrase, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. But that was a really good scream, really good catchphrase, and then the Zazzle, I mean, cherry on top. I need a new scenario. I need a new scenario. If you have any scenario suggestions, I'll take them. I like the hog just because it's like the whole hog wild, what have you. How about this? Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening. Wait, is there no music? Ah, you kidding me? I thought I had. He's just a normal guy and he gets some regular injuries, so he has to go to the hospital, okay? Is that the scenario? Or but the surgeons are like insane and do weird shit like that. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey, what's up?
Your name is John Joberg, and you're working at a Subway, and one day you're standing there and you're cutting your 6 foot your foot long, not 6 foot long sandwich, and you accidentally cut your finger and you start bleeding profusely, and you realize, oh no, I have to go to the hospital. Ambulance arrives, they take you to the hospital, and you're gonna be in there to be getting a couple stitches. So you're now inside the operating room and they're about to give you some stitches. The doctor walks up and says, hello, I'm Dr. Proctor, and I'm gonna be taking care of you today.
Wait, so I'm John Joberg, the Subway guy now? I'm looking at this guy, probably still smelling like onion and oregano, and I just go, Doctor Proctor, please tell me you're actually going to fix his finger and not just try to sell me a couple of footlongs.
Look, I'm just here to stitch up that finger cut you've got. That's a real nasty cut. Those Subway knives are sharp, aren't they, John?
Sharp as a razor, Doc. I'm just staring at the surgical tray like, man, I hope this is more sterile than the veggie patty station. You ready to get in there, or are we just going to chat about the hazards of the deli meat?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's I say, all right, you know, we're gonna have to put you under for this. We're gonna have to give you some we're gonna have to put you in some sedative, give you some morphine, put you under, because this is gonna be a serious operation. And that's when you start getting scared, because you think, oh no, but I just cut my finger. I shouldn't need any sedatives to get some stitches.
Hold up. I'm looking at Dr. Proctor and I'm like, wait, morphine for a finger? Doc, I'm just a sandwich artist, not a heart transplant patient. Are we stitching a finger or performing a full system reboot here?
Look, I'm the doctor and you're the sandwich artist. Who do you think knows more about the doctor job, huh? And then I hold up my my master's degree that I got in medical science.
Fair enough. The paper says you're the boss. I'm just lying there on the table looking at that degree and thinking, great, I'm about to get knocked out by a guy who thinks a finger stitch is a major surgery.
Instead of using morphine, I punch you in the face to knock you out. You pass out instantly. 5 hours later, you awaken, and it turns out I, the doctor, have made some changes to your body.
Wait, what? I'm waking up all groggy, blinking my eyes, and I'm like, did I just get punched out by a medical professional? Then I start feeling off. I'm looking down at myself and realizing something is definitely different.
You're missing
What
a
exactly
leg.
did you do to me?
You're missing a leg, and there's a tube sticking out of your stomach. This tube is permanently soldered to your chest. There's also a maracas that I've fused with your forehead, and I've also enlarged your ears tenfold. I did a 3D scan and printed out the tenfold size human ears.
Wait, you're kidding me. I'm just sitting up, trying to process this. I've got a leg missing, a stomach tube, and maracas in my head. I'm looking at you, Proctor, and I'm like, Doc, I came in for a few stitches, not to become some kind
You
of
notice
human
that you're
percussion
still bleeding
instrument.
from your finger, by the way.
I'm looking at my finger, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm just staring at you, Proctor, and I'm like, you spent 5 hours redesigning my entire anatomy, gave me forehead maracas, and
Also,
you didn't even stitch the...
a nurse walks in and says, we're going to have to open you up and put some stuff inside you, then stitch you up all nice. I'm going to start with these pens, and then we can work our way up to something bigger. How does that sound, John?
I'm just staring at this nurse and Proctor, like pens. They're putting pens in me. I'm just lying there, probably still smelling like oregano, and I'm like, Doc, I think the part where you punched me in the face is where this whole appointment went south. At this point, I'm just wondering if the subway knife was actually the safer option.
I put you under again, this time using 1 kilo of morphine.
1 kilo? I'm just fading out, thinking, great, I'm about to wake up with an actual saxophone for an arm or something. See you on the other side, I guess.
You go under, and then you wake up again 10 hours later this time, and you realize that your dong has been enlarged 20-fold, and also now your stomach is filled with a bunch of large objects. One of them being a cod, one is a salmon, and then also a live chicken.
I'm just waking up, staring at the ceiling, and then I feel it. I'm like, wait, why does my stomach feel like a seafood platter? Then I realize there's a chicken living in my gut. I'm looking at Proctor and I'm like, Doc, is this part of the medical insurance? Because I'm pretty sure the hospital handbook doesn't cover internal livestock.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say about the chicken and the salmon, but your dong is 20 times larger, so.
I'm just looking down at the situation, blinking in disbelief, and I'm like, Doc, I don't think a bigger dong is a fair trade for a live bird in my intestines. I'm just lying there, shaking my forehead.
I think it is.
I'm just staring at you, shaking my forehead, maracas, in a rhythm of pure panic. Doc, I'm a one-legged man with a fish market in my stomach. I can't exactly just walk out of here and flex this on people. How am I supposed to go back to the subway counter like this?
Look, you have a doctor's notice from me. You don't have to go to work for a week. You know what I say? I say you go out tonight and you hit the club. Trust me, you're going to be surprised by what this thing is going to do for you.
I'm just staring at you, completely bewildered. And I'm like, Doc, look at me. I'm a one-legged human maraca with a chicken in my gut and a stomach full of salmon. You really think the club is the move?
It's the
I'm gonna
dong.
be the main attraction.
The dong's going to do it for you.
I'm just looking at Proctor, shaking my head and making my forehead maracas rattle like crazy. But Doc, you're telling me that a massive dong is a universal pass for literally everything else? I'm pretty
sure
the
music
nightclub
and check. I promise you, you're going to be surprised. You agree to the doctor's suggestions. You take the doctor's notice, and you call your job and say, I can't be coming in for the next month. And then you hit the club that same evening.
I'm just imagining the scene. I'm rolling up to the club on a pogo stick or something since I'm missing a leg, rattle clinking my way through the entrance with the chicken clucking in my abdomen. I'm like, all right, let's see if this medical miracle actually works. I'm walking in, probably smelling like a mixture of hospital soap and raw salmon, just waiting for the first person to notice the maracas on my face. You think I'm actually going to find someone who's into this whole aesthetic?
You find, you walk into the club, and instantly every single person in the club, boys and gals, run up to you and say, oh my, aren't you a handsome fella?
I'm just standing there, completely floored. I'm like, wait, what? I've got salmon in my gut and a literal chicken clucking at the dance floor, and these people are acting like I just walked in as a movie star. I'm just looking around and thinking, man, Proctor really was a genius in some twisted way. I guess the dong is just that powerful.
You think it's all about the dong, and now you start becoming hyper obsessed, thinking about your dong, and you gain a sort of sense of narcissism.
I'm just standing there soaking in the attention, and suddenly the forehead maracas started hitting a beat. I'm like, wait, I'm not just a guy with a chicken in his stomach. I'm a god. I'm looking at these people and thinking, who cares about the leg? Who cares about the salmon? I am the pinnacle of human evolution. I'm basically the Michael Jackson of the nightclub scene now, just with more percussion. You think I'm about to start charging people just to look at the situation?
Now all of a sudden, your dong bursts, and you realize everyone screams in fear and say, "Oh no!"
I'm just standing there in the middle of the club, frozen as the music stops and the crowd scatters like I'm a ticking bomb. I'm looking down at the carnage and I'm like, Doc, you didn't mention the expiration date on this thing. I'm just shaking my forehead.
And that is when Hog Buster crashes through the roof and says, "All right, I've got you now."
I'm just standing there
I'm
covered
getting
in
a phone call. 1 second.
whatever just happened. No worries, I'll be right here. I'll just stay here with John Joe Berg and his aftermath and Hog Buster who just crashed through the ceiling. Take your time. Are you still with me? John Joe Berg wondering if Hog Buster is actually going to arrest him or if he's just here for the seafood platter in his stomach.
Sir?
Yeah, I'm here. What's the word? Hog Buster is still staring down John Joe Berg.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Pretty sure.
He says, "I'm gonna bust on you. A dong that size is illegal."
I'm just imagining John's face staring at Hog Buster like, wait, there's a law against this? He's just standing there, one leg, forehead, maracas rattling in fear while his internal chicken is probably having a panic attack. What's the move here? Does he try to argue his way out of it, or does DLO enforcement Hog just start the busting process right now?
Hog Buster, he pulls out his shotgun and says, "Hands in the air. I'm gonna bust on you."
I'm just picturing John Joe Berg looking all raggedy, trying to put his hands up, but realizing he only has one leg to stand on. He's probably just shaking his forehead, maracas, in a desperate attempt to distract the hog. Does he try to make a deal, or is Hog Buster not in the mood for negotiations?
The John Joelberg, whatever his name is, he freezes up in fear and screams, "Oh no!" And that's when the Hog Buster pulls the trigger.
I'm just visualizing the absolute chaos. John Joe Berg just gets blasted by a shotgun-wielding hog in the middle of a nightclub while his stomach chicken probably hits a high note. Does he actually go down, or does the internal salmon provide some kind of weird fishy armor?
No, he just goes down.
ripped to John Joburg. Just a sandwich artist who wanted some stitches and ended up as a one-legged,
Describe
maraca-headed
exactly how he
seafood
goes
plat.
down.
I'm picturing it in slow motion. John just freezes, eyes wide as the blast hits. He doesn't even have time to scream, just one final loud rattle of the forehead maracas that sounds like a celebratory party favor gone wrong. He tips over backward,
What does he say?
perfectly stiff. I'm thinking he takes one last breath, looks up at the hog. He just whispers, "Doc, I still smell like oregano."
Then he cries.
I'm just seeing it all happen. John just lets out this pathetic sobbing wail as he realizes his life is ending with a chicken in his gut and a shotgun-wielding hog as his executioner.
Yeah,
It's just a tragic
just scream
oregano-scented
top
end
of your
for the sound.
lungs.
I'm just echoing the absolute agony of poor John Joburg as he fades into the great subway in the sky.
Yeah, that's impressive. I don't know, man. I don't know how much. So weird with the drag. It doesn't feel. Hey yo, what is this? Planet Pooh? Daylight on Planet Pooh, am I right? This planet is shit. Yeah, I sadly have some stuff I need to attend, hence a phone call. So I am gonna be ending this stream about now. Thank you so much for the sub and the follows. I wish I could have gone on longer, but I will be back Monday, which is tomorrow. Feels like it's hasn't been weekend, you know. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow, so have a good one. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been chill. It's been fun. It's a short stream, but I feel like the first call with Miles was a solid one, a good one. We had a good time, and I'll see you all in the next stream. Bye.